So it looks like we're doing a podcast.
We are. Welcome aboard. We finally got here.
How long have we been talking about this?
Because we came up with the idea in January.
You came up with the idea. You're a creative genius. Everything here is your kit. The microphone.
Allow it, man.
No, take your flowers.
Okay.
Take your flowers.
I'll take it.
When you take flowers, you have to be quiet. The microphone underneath my chest is yours.
They need your choice.
This camera here is yours. That camera there is yours. This lighting there is yours. The bag of equipment there is yours. So to me, you're someone who's always, your hands are gifted. You know this. You can do painting. You can do cars. You can do photography. You can do hair. You could cook. Your man has got 2 million talents, which is a blessing.
Yeah.
A massive blessing. I'm very jealous of that blessing.
Why are you jealous? Don't be jealous.
God could give me my hands to do something else apart from wearing rings and manicure. But you know, one day I'm gonna be a man like you. But no, in all seriousness, I think from what we discussed, we're very similar in how we think.
Yeah.
There's a lot of topics that people don't like to discuss, especially in the Black community, that they stigmatize and they run away from.
Yeah.
And I just think this is the perfect avenue for us to shine a light on that. Yeah. We're gonna get a lot of enemies.
It is what it is.
It is.
We're ready for the smoke.
Because we're also going to be giving smoke. It's not just to collect smoke.
I think, like, obviously, like where we've been cutting hair, and we have a lot of conversations during those trims, as you know, the barber chair talk, as they call it. And we just thought, bruv, just bring it on the podcast. Obviously, you just never know who's watching and
100%.
who you might resonate with, because a lot of people are probably going through similar thing that we are going through or have been through. So that's why we just thought, you know what, why not give it a go?
So what you said about the barber talk chair or barber chair talk, sorry. I think for me, that's probably one of the only avenues in my life where I'm with another guy and I could be as vulnerable, raw, open as possible. If any man is watching this and you go to a Caribbean or African barbershop, one day just go there and sit down and listen. That's where men talk. Men don't talk. Us men don't talk, especially us black men. Wagwan, bro, cool, bro. We have this alter masculine ego and this persona that we have to play up to, and men don't talk.
No.
You work in the mental health. No, sorry. You work in the medical field in the mental health sector.
Yeah.
You see the amount of psychosis, schizophrenia, anxiety, depression, suicides maybe that man them face. When I say man them, black boys. Obviously, I want this podcast to be white, Asian,
that applies to everyone.
Everyone. But men specifically, we kill ourselves. We damage ourselves because we are compressed and combusted and we don't talk. It's like pressure all inside. You have to be masculine. You have to be a protector. You have to be hench. You have to have a big
avocado.
You have to have a big this. You have to be able to fight. You have to be able to drive. It's like, how many things could you expect from one man to do before he explodes?
Yeah, and lose it. And generally that's what happens. Obviously, as you've mentioned, I work within the mental health sector, so I see a lot of this. And I mean, some of the conversations we've had is just to enlighten people, especially men. I think that's generally what we're trying to do here, to give an awareness, especially to men. And in my line of work, in terms of mental health, I do come across a lot of men that have gone through a lot.
What age, if you don't mind me asking? If you could paint a picture of these kind of guys, I'm just also trying to identify our demographics. Yeah, are they like 17-year-olds? Are they 25-year-old men?
What? It varies. It's so vast.
Right.
So obviously I deal with, maybe I deal with what we call young people, which is like adolescents, like any people under the age of 18. So I still talk to them and try, but generally, obviously I don't want to expose where I actually work right now, but where I do work right now.
Sorry, women, he's taken. He's a taken man. He's a taken man, you know. He's taken by me.
I don't want to expose where I work right now, but in my current workplace, I do have to speak to young people as well. Right. And generally what you find is, it's mainly because they've come across the wrong crowd.
When you say come across the wrong crowd, the friends they've met in school, they don't have any father figures at home and they're enticed by gang culture.
I mean, I don't generally know the whole history of their life, but generally what it is they're missing one thing or the other in their lives.
Oh, we all missing something.
We are, 100%.
I'm missing a ton of shit, bro. Yeah.
But with young people, though, it's either they come from a broken family. That's what I've noticed a lot of the time. at least 89% of the time.
When we say broken family, that's a single home or like domestics in the home?
I mean, generally it's like they don't have a mum or dad in the same household. So a broken family could be a case of mum and dad are not living together. They're
Foster
not feeling
care,
all the love. They're in foster care. So all of that kind of stuff plays a part in their childhood's life and upbringing, and sort of going into another spectrum is childhood trauma, which then eventually leads into the adulthood. But that's a conversation for
episode
another day.
2.
Trust. But I speak to young people, any people from the age of 18 upwards.
Right.
And it varies because a lot of people come with so many different type of shit, like different type of problems from, especially with men, from relationship problems, with problems with their own sort of mum and dads, their cousins, family members, their own children, for example. So they're dealing with a lot. And then you got the workplace stresses as well. Yeah.
That's a trigger point for me, bro.
I can tell. So you got that aspects of things where
finance, dating, societal expectations.
And in this current, situation that we're in.
It's a first world problem, though.
What do you mean?
Mental health issues. Because I'm Nigerian, you're Nigerian.
Of course.
I was born and bred in Nigeria. Yeah. I came to the UK when I was like 14 or so. So
yeah,
I have a lot of attachment in and to Nigeria.
Okay.
No one was ever super, super rich, but everybody was happier. They appeared happier, should I say. Yeah. You could smile, you could grab a mango from there, you could go to your neighbor's house, your uncle's cousin would invite you there. Like I feel like there was more of a community and a society. Yeah. Whereby here I find that everybody is very isolated on purpose, and it's cool to be alone. It's cool to buy your own. Obviously everyone wants their own independence, but I don't know, man. Maybe because of where we live in Essex. Oh shit, are we allowed to say that? Okay, we live in Spain. But I don't feel that warmth and that community here. And that's why I think the first world has all the infrastructure, electricity, water, this, that, and the other. But why all of us got anxiety and depression? The third world, with no electricity and with no water or no basic human, not as much as what they have here. They're dancing in the rain. It's someone's birthday. Everyone's like, why? How are they happier than us?
It's not as accessible. I think that's basically what you're trying to say in those. Do you know what it is? It's like, I don't know. It's like working in this field. There's so many I think it's the social pressures and family pressures.
Who gives that social pressure though? Is it the music we consume?
It's the expectations of just everything and everyone. I think it's come from generations upon generations.
Okay, so what social pressures are you? I could tell you my social pressures.
Okay.
But what social pressures do you personally feel? Because as much as I want to
right now, or
maybe not right now, but like generally, like, do you feel like, okay, cool, I have to have a haircut? I don't have a haircut at the moment. It's affecting me a little bit.
Okay.
It's our first episode. I at least want to look a certain way. Do you know what I mean? So like,
you're on here.
Huh?
So that's saying something. You're recorded.
Do we have a choice? How many times have we cancelled this?
I mean, do we want to go into that?
Let's not do that. Before you end up knocking me out on camera, bro. Hell no.
No, but it's one of those things where there's various factors.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And what social stresses do I have? I think for me, I always still go back to is the expectation of being a man.
Yeah, but who sows that seed? Where
it's
does
from
that
generation upon generation?
I don't you think it's just, if you say societal social pressures, yeah. Let me give you a raw view, and then you might be able to understand. I came as a freshie. Okay. You know a freshie? I just come.
Freshie,
bruv. I know they're speaking.
I ain't even heard that word in time.
More so Yoruba didn't come in. More so Yoruba. Oh, let me speak in English. I didn't used to comb my hair. I didn't used to moisturize my skin. My lips are ashy, and I don't care because I don't mind, because it's as long as I'm happy and I feel good, fine. Until I realized, okay, cool, not too many kids in school are chilling with me, obviously because I'm the only black in my year, fine, I understand that, but my clothes are not too tidy, I looked rough. And as I grew up and as I developed, I'm like, okay, cool, girls, I'll never forget this girl called me Butterfly, bruv. You know what, bruv, it was a diss, bro. Butterflies. Basically, I saw this Jamaican barber once. She's like, oh, right, Chris, you're now a butterfly. I was like, wait, what does that mean? Yeah. So I used to be a caterpillar. But this is where social pressures come. I've always been a free spirit. I don't really care. Yeah. That didn't get me girls. That didn't get me too many friends. But then the day I got a haircut from this Jamaican guy who lined me up, and I put it on my MSN, and she saw me. Oh, so I was like, okay. So the fact that you're validating this external has now helped me realize, okay, cool, I need to dress. That was only about 17, I was young. Yeah. But I was like, okay, cool. So girls like it when I get a haircut. All right, cool, let me do that. And then the moment you get your first car, okay, cool. You're not getting the car just to get, bro, it's like, everything most men do is for vagina. It's for, but let's call it what it is. Not everything, and not 100% everything.
Right.
But if you're so comfortable in yourself and so cool, go to work without a trim for 2 months. Don't brush your teeth every morning. The bacteria in your mouth is not going to kill. You want to be perceived in a certain way. So that's where I think societal pressures come from. We look at our heroes, models, inspirations, people who follow on Insta. They all look a certain way. Girls gravitate towards that. Guys want to be like that. Right. So it's hard. That's why I'm saying, what do you think is your driving force behind societal pressures? I know mine. My appearance, my salary, the car I drive, where I live. Like there's stuff I want to do for myself, which I'm only getting comfortable now in. Like, you know what? F everybody. Yeah. If I want to take 6 months off social media, I could do it. If I don't want to get a haircut for 2 months, I could do it. If I want to go, like, I'll be with my boy who's a model, Nick. We'll go to like Lakeside or somewhere popular, and he's dressed to the T. I'm there in a tracksuit. I'm doing it for myself to build my confidence, to realize I don't need brands or haircut or certain things. Obviously, girls ain't gonna look at me anyways because of societal pressure. If you see a guy who looks bummy,
if you're not dressed in a certain way, then you're not.
It's not happening.
Societal pressure. Honestly, that's a very good question, but I don't even know. I think externally don't really get to me too tough. Things that are out of my control.
How did you get there? Because most men are not.
It took a while. I'm not gonna lie.
Tell me the process, bro.
It took me a while because I think it's down to like I don't know whether to say experience or living experiences.
Tell us.
I don't know. It's like I'm trying to word it.
Your confidence isn't. I don't think confidence is built or bought. Like you can't fake confidence.
But you know what it is? I've always been an extrovert. So I'm an extrovert generally.
You could adapt.
I can adapt to any environment. Right. So depending on the environment I'm in, I can adapt to it. Right. If I'm in like you said, we're Nigeria, if I'm in an African environment where we're speaking pidgin and broken English and whatnot, I can adapt to that. Right. If I'm in a Western society, white environment, I can adapt to that.
We have to in work.
Well, yeah. But you see what I'm trying to say? So for me, I've never seen it as I have to impress somebody. I've always seen it as just be yourself and hopefully somebody will accept you for who you are.
So one thing I'm picking up on, because obviously I don't know your childhood deep,
yeah, we'll
or
get
your
into
upbringing.
That.
Yeah, 100. I don't want to go in anything too personal, but there must have been. I'm only looking at it from my view, but there must have been for someone. Okay, how do I word this? I've always kind of subconsciously sought male validation throughout my upbringing because I don't have a brother. I didn't really have many male influences on my life. So like. In my friendship group, everyone's going, okay, I want to go because the boys are doing it. I want to do that. I want to be a part of the crowd. Right. So what you said is like you didn't seek external validation. Means where has your self-confidence come from then? Like, were you younger? You just knew yourself, or you were a loner, or like? I think
I'm not gonna lie. I've always said this to you that I just find myself as quite blessed. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, growing up, I used to go to church quite a lot.
Fucking hate church, bro. You know, God forgive me, bro.
I think part of it as well was when I was growing up, to be fair, and I think it's something we'll get into, but I was never allowed to go out too much. I'm not going to lie. Okay. So it's like I was always at home. So I was never exposed to the external things that maybe are affecting other people as much. So I wasn't exposed to that. So for me, it was a case of, because I wasn't exposed to it, is just accept who you are and how you are. So I've never needed validation from other people until, let's say, obviously as you start going to secondary school, you're now exposed to
everybody's wearing Nike. I'm wearing Adidas, bro. My Adidas had 4 stripes, bro. I'll never forget it, bro. My Adidas had 4 stripes, bro. IDIB.
Do you know what though? You say that, but there was
fake Timberland tracksuit from the market, bro. 20 quid.
There was a time in secondary school my confidence got knocked hard.
Mine was every day, bro.
So there was a time when like for some reason I don't know, it's like alopecia. I think that's the best way I can describe it.
Well, that's on the scalp.
Yeah, so I was getting patches all over my hair. Bearing in mind I just started secondary school.
The worst time, bro.
Like year 7.
That's the worst time.
That's when imagine people in year 11 looking at you thinking, who's this? And I was short back then. I was timmy, small, skinny, and then I started losing my hair. I didn't know what it was then. So I was thinking, what condition do I have? Like literally I was going bald patches, bald hair. Then I didn't have no choice but to shave off all my hair.
Skin.
So imagine like being bald at such a young age. We're talking 11, 12. And this is not by choice, by the way.
It's not by choice.
But a lot of people, they didn't know because
you styled it out.
But even I didn't know. So I can't be like, oh, I've got this condition. It was, oh, it's the patchy one with the patchy hair that's losing his hair. Bro.
Oh, that would hurt me.
Bruh.
That
That's why I said that's the first time my confidence got knocked. But you know what? God willing, my hair started growing back.
Alhamdulillah.
Bro,
No turkey, bruv.
My hair started growing back.
This guy, I've seen him with cornrows. I've seen him with a high top. I've seen him with blonde hair.
You see me, do you know what I mean? And that's where
I can't visualize.
So if you realize that, and obviously that's why I cut hair, as you know, and I experimented a lot. So that came from that.
Was that where your inspiration?
Not so much because I've always been a hands-on kind of person, but I think when I was younger, I never went to barbers. My dad used to be the one to cut all our hair.
They used to give you them African haircuts. Those little.
Do you know what I mean? Like literally just one level.
Okay.
Like literally like it did, but it wasn't great at it. I'm not gonna lie, but he used to use the blade, like straight blade. You know, I'm sure you must know.
Did you ever bleed? Oh, those tiger blades.
Yeah, you just shape it up straight with that. Just
he's an OG, bro.
And it's like 0.5 or 1, just straight up, bang. But then as you go to secondary school, you want to fade. Like you start seeing people with fades and patterns on their hair. You're thinking,
I want to be sexy boy.
But the man guy didn't want to take me to the barbers. So
did he ever let you do your eyebrows?
Eventually I started doing when I started doing my own hair. So like maybe like from like year 9, 10, I started cutting my own hair. I'm like, no, I bought my own clippers, cut my own hair, and that's basically, and the rest is history. So that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to like the confidence part, that I've just never looked for external, like people accepting me externally. If that makes sense.
What was your friendship groups like? Like for me in Nigeria, I didn't really have many friends. In the UK, I'm the only black boy in my whole year. So again, you're outcast. Went to sixth form, there's more black people, but as soon as sixth form finished, everyone went their separate ways. Went to uni, no friends. So it's like, it's almost been the norm for me to be isolated and not necessarily have people. But I think for someone like you who's so confident, I would like to believe you had like not necessarily like a strong friendship group, but a base that kept you. Because once you're a young guy, you're still trying to figure out your way. What do I like? Do I like football? Do I like basketball? Okay,
yeah,
I don't know.
I played a lot of sports, football, basketball. That was in the school days to the point where I think I was literally sort of yo-yoing from one to the other to the point where my dad was like, you got to concentrate on one. I was doing basketball one time.
And you end up playing semi-pro football now?
I played semi-pro football, played the West Ham Academies for a bit until I got injured and got released. But yeah, played basketball, wanted to go further. Then I went to catch the ball like this. The ball hit the tip of my finger broke. I was like, yeah, that's basketball done. That was the worst pain ever in my life. I can still feel it. You know when you do that, you see your head. So that was that one. But I think for me, like without trying to boast too much.
Boast yourself.
No, because like I'm an extrovert, like I said to you. I don't think I've ever had an issue making friends.
Right.
And I've always been like a good judgment of character as well.
Even at 17, 16?
I'm not going to lie to you, I've never had an issue. Because like I said, I can literally go into a room and I will literally observe. And then when I feel it's the right time for me to chip in, then I'll chip in.
Okay.
So I can go into an environment today and I'll just observe for a minute. And then by the time you know it, I'm chatting to everyone like I've known them for whenever.
You've downloaded data from when they're speaking.
So I know who, and I've sort of assessed their vibes, what they're all about. Exactly. And then I could be like, okay, maybe I can vibe with that person. And the next thing you know, we're chatting like we've known each other for how long. And that's just generally how I am. So I've never really had too much social pressures.
Brother, you have to have social pressure. If you're a man,
I probably have.
You probably have it even now.
Obviously, generally as a man, obviously there's always an expectation and stresses. Always.
How do you deal with stress then?
Ooh.
Let's catch you out. Mr. Mental Health Doctor. It's the same thing.
How do I deal with stress? That's a very good question. Play PlayStation.
But how much PlayStation can you play?
Even that stresses me out.
No. I'm being real.
Even that stresses me out.
I've got my vices where I run away to. I could play FIFA for 7 hours straight, and then my eyes are hurting. Yeah. So that's even. It's not help the stress, but it's even added stress to the stress. Because now the body's under more stress. But how do you actually deal with stress? I'm forget the cameras. I'm actually asking you this like as
No, 100.
I struggle, bro. You know me. I don't sleep properly. Insomnia, overthinking, anxiety. Like these things I didn't have 5 years ago, 4 years ago. All of a sudden, as I'm getting older, it's like all these. My brain, it's like it's got its own brain.
Yeah.
The brain thinks with the brain, and I'm just an audience to my own brain working, and I don't.
The honest
like it.
answer is I don't know.
Right.
I'm not gonna. I can't sit here and be like, this is how I do. This is what I do, or I take time out. I think I end up just doing more stuff.
Doesn't that knock you? Your body is
Physically, it's not good.
right.
To be fair, mentally, it's not good because then your mental health affects your physical health, and vice versa. Hence the reason why you was mentioning like you don't sleep. But there are times where indirectly, like I might go a couple of nights not sleeping properly, which is indirectly probably from, how can I put it? It's connected to something else, but I don't know what it's connected to. So I can't be like, oh, it's because of this I'm not sleeping well. It's more like I ain't sleeping well last couple of nights. I don't know why, but I'm not.
Have you ever cracked?
In terms of?
I don't say mentally cracked, but had not a breakdown.
Mental breakdown?
I won't call it, I don't know what a breakdown is. That's why I can't call it breakdown. I cracked how long ago?
I've had a mental block.
Block. What's a block and what's a breakdown? What's the difference?
So if you have a mental block, it's like you don't even know where you're coming or you're going.
How long does this block last for? A few hours?
Depends.
A few weeks?
A couple of days.
A couple of days, okay.
It could.
I'll call that a crack. Or maybe whatever the...
No, but you can have a mental block and a mental breakdown. Like a mental breakdown is like you're not doing nothing. You can't be bothered to do fuck all.
Can't brush your teeth.
You're not getting out of bed. You're not showering. You're not eating. You're not going out. That's a mental breakdown.
I've had similar.
Okay, then that's a mental
Because
breakdown.
when I think of breakdown, I think of like, I know someone who's had it and their explanation of what that was is shouting hysterically in the middle of the street.
That's a breakdown.
Until someone had to literally, like they lost control of themselves. Like just shouting, crying, it's just like an episode that you can't control. That I'm like, okay.
That's a mental breakdown.
But this block is just...
A mental block is like you want to do something, but you just don't know how you're going to do it.
That's me every morning when I want to go work.
Yeah, you have a mental block. You want to do something. You have an idea of how you're going to do it in your head, but you just don't know how you're going to get there.
Right.
The idea is there, but the path to actually get there is not.
And how do you come out of this block?
Recalibrate.
Write it out.
Everyone's different. You just recalibrate, go back to the beginning or just to figure it out.
Is that a generic answer or is that real? Like recalibrate? I could only recalibrate and look back once I'm out of it 3 weeks, 4 weeks later. I'm like, rah, okay, I learned X, Y. But once I'm in that...
But that's self-reflection though.
Right, okay.
So obviously you self-reflect after a couple of weeks. Like, okay, you recognize that you was in a certain situation a couple of weeks ago and now you've come out of it. You're like, actually, hold on a minute. This was going on, that was going on. So in order for it not to happen again, what do I need to do?
It's going to happen again though.
It will, but it will in a different way.
I just think having like...
It's a vicious cycle.
It is a vicious cycle, but I also think it's the inevitable. If you're a man who's striving, when I say striving, you're not necessarily comfortable with what you have or you've got goals. Just if you're a man on a mission, you're not just ready to sit home, collect benefits, pop 25,000 kids. If you're not that kind of guy, like you want to go on holiday, you want to take your girlfriend on holiday, you want to get whatever it is. If you're a man who's striving, I think there's a price you pay mentally.
Yep.
But I also don't want to be one of those guys who, like, they say it's lonely at the top. Why is it lonely at the top? Oh, you stepped on people, you've done this, now you've gotten to the goal and now there's no one. I don't want that to be my story. Or like Adele, for example, I'm just a shit example, but you're making songs from heartbreak and whatever. And that's what, I don't want pain to be my driver. I want to enjoy the journey. I want to smile on the way, cry on the way, take a break on the way, take 6 months. Like to me, it's a sprint, it's a marathon. Like this is a lifelong, I don't know any man, even older guys, 50s, 60s, who the older a man is, the more they seem comfortable with their surroundings and their mental balance. Like I've realized guys in their 50s, they don't give a shit, bro. What they wear, how they like. I used to look at like, oh, I don't know. Now I'm realizing, you must have gone through something that has
to where they are.
Yeah, you've shed a lot of old skin and expectations. You know, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but
to get to where you're gonna go, you're gonna have to. I wouldn't say step on toes, but you would have gone through a lot
mentally.
Everyone's got their whole stories. No, there's no one person's path that's been easy to get to where they are now. No one.
Right.
I watched an interview with Daniel Kaluuya. not too long ago. He did a podcast interview with a guy called, I think it was Jay, I can't remember his name, Jay Sam. And he went through depression. He spoke about how he went through some form of depression and sort of rejection and how he dealt with it.
But why do we take the topic of mental health as we don't talk about sexual health or physical health in such a negative light? The moment we say mental, oh shit, it's a bit crazy, oh.
Historically, it's just got a negative connotation to it.
And it's such a big umbrella, no?
Of course it is.
It's huge.
But it's got a negative connotation and a stigma around it. Like you just said, as soon as you mention, I've got mental health issues, like, oh.
I don't want nothing to do with him.
Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, when is it going to now break down, or is it going to start crying? Is it going to start being deluded and start saying shit, like he's seeing things? But it's not like that. I think people just think of the worst when they hear mental health.
I think of schizophrenia, bro.
But that's
or like a bipolar, or like a dual personality.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Bro, depression is a form of anxiety.
Yeah.
It might be one of the bases, like the lower end scale of like mental health issues, but it's still serious.
Don't you think? I think everybody suffers with a level of anxiety and depression. Every single person, celebrities,
100%.
Everybody.
We all do. Every living being in this world has a level of depression and anxiety. It's just a matter of how you manage it.
What if it manages you?
It's facts.
But why is there no training or education about this? They teach us sexual health. They teach us chemistry, algebra. They teach you
physical health.
Go to the gym.
They're teaching people how to do CPR.
Yeah.
But they're not teaching mental health awareness. And for me, I've always said, like, every other like maybe a few other months, we're always having mental health awareness week or month.
Day.
But not everybody's aware of it, though. Not everyone's aware of it.
When you say aware, because if everybody's suffering, everyone is aware.
No, people that are suffering are aware. People that have mental health issues know when there's mental health awareness month and week or day. If you're not so mental health is like, yeah, you might have mental health, but are you acutely unwell? Are you clinically unwell? So there's a difference. Are you clinically diagnosed to have mental health issues? If you are, you're taking medication, you're getting treatment for it, you would know, you will be in a facility or in a circle where you can talk to people in a similar situation as you.
Right.
As opposed to, if you're not clinically diagnosed, you're not in that circle. Right. So you wouldn't know when mental health awareness day, week or month is. You wouldn't.
True.
You wouldn't.
True.
So the awareness is like, one people will post, like, I'm not going to lie, there's times that I'm like, oh, it's mental health day today. Mental health, I don't know.
Why do we need to make it a day, though?
But it's not as advertised and as spoken about enough, in my opinion.
Right.
There are a few people out there that are trying to make more of an awareness to it, but it's not enough.
So what do you do as an individual? I know what you do already in relation to the topic of mental health. One thing I respect you for and commend you for is you always talk about it.
I can only talk about...
You make it a safe conversation. You make it a normal conversation. Let me never say it's safe.
You try to normalize it. Yeah. And I think that's what we don't do often enough. Physical health is normalized. If I say to you, I've got a back pain, that's a physical health problem. You're going to be like, you'll be all right. Have you tried this?
Physio, chiropractor.
We're happy to talk about that. But if I say to you, I'm feeling a bit low today, you'll be like, man out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's rather than be like, okay, how can I help? And I think often enough, we don't know what the questions is to ask.
Tengo una pregunta. Jordan, remember that? That's Spanish. Tengo una pregunta.
Meaning?
I have a question.
Go on.
So, I got white friends. My longest friend in this country is white.
Yeah.
I've also got black friends. Yeah. Like you. In the white community, I find it very free and liberating. You can talk about anything. Okay. Anything.
Yeah.
A guy could say some of the wildest stuff that you wouldn't dare say in the black community without people looking at you funny.
Sure.
But in the black community, yeah, one thing you said is we should talk more. I find it hard to communicate with black males sometimes. And I want to put that down to the upbringing of this soldier, be a man, be a man, be a man. How do you then, if you've got friends, African friends, black male friends who are these stubborn goats like I am, how do you then help them? Because I see, like, one of my former friends, I've noticed behavioral changes, more distant, not as communicative, not as involved anymore, and eventually we've drifted apart. I sometimes feel, okay, I did try to talk, but he's a gorilla.
right?
How do you then? I think you can only help who wants to be helped. But I just think in our African society, it's not normal for us.
It's a cultural thing. It's a generational cultural behavior that's been passed on from generation to generation. Whereas it's like mental health don't exist in that culture.
No, pray to God.
Do you know exactly?
There's food in the fridge. You're okay.
You're okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got mental health issues. Which mental health issues?
Come on, shut up.
Go and pray. Yeah. We'll take you to church.
Yeah.
Pastor, my son is this. No. You're ignoring the fact that somebody's trying to communicate to you that they're not well. They are struggling mentally. Not physically, mentally. Because let's be honest, even physical health is to God. Let's take it to God. Let's go to church or wherever whoever you pray to. It's always been like that. It's an ignorance thing. It's a cultural ignorance thing.
Did it help
our
parents though? Or was it their form of escapism?
That's how they dealt with things. I don't know. I can't say for a fact unless you have that kind of conversation with them, if they're willing. Which is why when you said earlier, like, I'm able to speak to people, only people that are willing to listen. One thing about me is I never force mental health conversation on anybody because I like to leave work at work. But if the conversation comes, I'll be able to chip in here and there. But I'm not going to be like, oh, come on, guys, today we're talking about mental health. Yeah. Nah, because nobody is going to have any interest. Unless you have an interest about talking about it, you're not going to listen. You're not going to digest it.
What personal, I feel like I'm interviewing.
You're interviewing me now, bro.
So, what personal tools?
Pass the mic.
But genuinely though, what tools do you use? Because I explored meditation. Sure. I didn't master it. I'm not going to say it doesn't work. I didn't master it. I explored journaling, which I really enjoyed. Journaling is pretty much at the end of the day, just write down your thoughts, your feelings, your processes for the day. But I think I did about 2 books and I didn't stick with it long enough. But I found it as a nice avenue to unload my brain, like literally just pour thoughts and confusions and processes out. But what have you tried as a professional, or what have you tried in your personal life that helps the mind feel less heavy?
Personally,
FIFA.
No, I honestly, I don't. I do a lot, as you know.
You're a busy guy.
And I think that's...
You're very busy guy.
I don't have the time to...
Go 5 jobs, bro.
I think I've never had... And this could be a negative thing because I've never had the time to sit down and actually reflect and be like, hold on a minute. Am I okay? Not all the time. No, not all the time.
Now I feel like a bad friend, bro.
No. Because I'm doing a lot.
Right.
But I enjoy what I do. And you know that. That's the difference. So it's not like I'm doing a lot for the sake of doing a lot. I'm doing a lot. And all the things I am doing is because I enjoy doing them. Right. I don't do anything that I don't enjoy. You know me. If I don't like something, I ain't doing it. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the stuff I'm doing is because I enjoy doing it. So therefore, it's like, that keeps me busy. That doesn't give me the time to be like, start feeling either sorry for myself or say, oh, I've got this, I've got that. I think that's generally what it is. And obviously, I've got kids. They keep me entertained and busy. So I'm always doing something. Mm-hmm. But it would be nice to be like, let me take a moment to myself once in a while.
You don't know how to chill by the sounds of it.
I don't. I really... you tell me that all the time.
I'm qualified in chilling, bro.
You tell me that all the time. How do I chill? Go to the gym. Is that really chilling, though?
That's not doing your body's under stress, bro.
Exactly. For me to be like, I'm chilling, I probably have to go on holiday. Literally go out of this country to chill. If I'm still in this country, I'm doing something. Nah. I have to go. If I have to go get some vitamin D. I think that's how I'm chilling. I'm not gonna lie. But if I'm still in this country, I'm always on a go.
I'm not sure. And
that's the thing about this country.
That's what I was about to say. The UK is not conducive for rest or relaxation. It's always chase this, the next bill. Okay, cool, paycheck. Okay, cool, pay rise. Okay, cool, next job. Okay, like.
And in this current climate, with the inflation, that's another stress.
That's gonna fuck up people's mental.
Oh, it's already did.
Yeah.
It's already did. But that's a conversation for another day.
Heavy stuff, man.
But yeah, we move on to the next one.
I hope whoever the fuck is watching this shit has enjoyed it.
That's your angle, mate.
Hey, motherfucker. I hope. How do you exit? You just stop?
No, you just tell people to like, subscribe.
What else?
Tune in for the next episode.
Tune in for one crucial thing, because we've freestyled this episode. I think I want this platform and this space for to be conducive for men to speak. So if anyone's watching this, freely and openly, non-judgment, there's no judgment here, there's no prejudice, there's no whatever. So if there's any topic that anyone's watching this would like to cover, race,
or if got any questions,
mental health, physical health, appearance, let us know. And
on the next episode, we'll be talking about childhood traumas into adulthood.
Make sure if you watch some, bring some tissue. You will cry. Me too, I'll cry.
You're gonna cry.
I'll probably cry. I don't mind, as long as it's crying in a good angle and you get me and I have a fade.
Hey, we're doing this trim. We're doing this trim.
Sexy tears. One girl will be like, oh my God, he's so sensitive. Oh, I love him. Anyway, I think we should stop.
On to the next one. I'm done.
I enjoyed that.